Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Russell Rush here from home with my, is it over this? Yeah, over that, there? With my Bob Ross painting as everybody makes fun of me in my Zoom meetings for work. I don't know. I found that at the store and thought it would look good in my office. Sue me, all right? Anyway, it's another Thursday night here with the Russell Rush Haunted Tour team. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube. It's just good to do something here in the off season. You know, we've missed y'all. I know that you've missed us and doing what we do with the show here. So please, if you can, especially on Facebook, share the video. If you're on YouTube, just call up personally every one of your friends and say, hey, watch these idiots as they run around in the dark. It's going to be hilarious. So tonight, we are looking into the SeaWorld San Antonio episode, which we got exciting news this week, that they are reopening after our lockdown here on June 19th. So we're going to bring the team on. We're going to talk about the upcoming season. I know we teased that last week. And also, there's been a lot of questions about what's going on with me and my health and my situation. We'll get into all of that. So hang with us tonight here on the Russell Rush Haunted Tour, Throwback Redux. And just like that, gang's all here, everybody. Right next to me in the middle there, we've got Angelica. Next to her is Vanessa, back from the beach. How was it?
It was fun. I got a tan.
Underneath me is my buddy and partner some of the time, Joey Bruton. How are you, Joe?
Half the time. Wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for having me.
And Daryl and Kendra, who scared us with technical difficulties early on, but making it through, and it sounds amazing. How are you?
Tech guy. Good.
I got a tan too, Vanessa.
Oh, by the way, everybody, please go out and buy a gift card for Daryl because it was his birthday, right? He's 21.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Daryl!
Thank you.
I saw a cake of some sorts. What was that about?
It was a brownie.
Oh, not doing keto, Daryl. Huh?
It was a brownie for the brown guy.
Wow. Okay. All right. I don't think we should get into that with everything going on in the world, but all right.
No, not at this time. But no, I spent the day out at Olympia Hills Golf Course.
Hey, there you go.
Boy, you've been all about this golf thing, man. It's crazy.
Yes, and I got nothing but golf clothes, golf shorts, golf shirts, golf balls. All I'm looking for is Russell Rush golf underwear. Now, obviously,
there you go.
I thought you were going to say for Russell Rush to listen. Vanessa was so bored with our conversation, she already peaced out. So
Golf.
Our hopes for a good show are already dashed. So anyway, we'll just all right. Well, bye, Vanessa. She'll be back soon. I thought you were going to say that you were waiting for me to come play with you sometime. Can you teach me? Because it seems very relaxing, but
well, hey, Joey plays. You play.
Joey plays?
Yes.
That one time, we all went. Remember?
That's enough.
That counts.
That's enough. We'll get Mike and we'll go out there and do foursome.
Can I tell you really quick? Can I tell you my story? I know there are people who are like, who the hell is Kawhi Leonard? But at one time, Kawhi Leonard was probably on track to be one of the greatest Spurs of all time, right? The San Antonio Spurs, NBA player. Well, for the grand opening of Topgolf, where this famous story of how Joey whiffed on the ball, when Topgolf opened, they invited me out to come play. And so I invited some friends. We're all there. And right next to me was the Spurs. And it was like Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard, Gary Neal, a bunch of these guys, right? And I was so bad, Daryl, that I would I don't know if it's slice hook, whatever, but I would turn my body and it would always go to the left, right? Well, I hit it as hard as I could, and I hit it, and it bounced off a pole. And at that time, I saw it, and I was like, oh, my God. And at that moment, Kawhi Leonard knelt down to put his ball down, and the ball went.
Dude, you're the reason why he left town.
Maybe. I don't know. But anyway. Well, glad you're all here. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a crazy week, man. Kendra, what are you guys talking about or seeing in the health field here? Texas has hit a record with hospitalizations, I thought.
Yeah, it's the second wave. So
It's
just keep washing your hands, social distancing, wear your masks. Yeah.
It's they've opened up now. It's getting worse and worse again. It's coming back again. So
yeah. All right. Well, stay safe, y'all. We have a way to integrate fully with comments and everything. So would absolutely love to hear your comments as we get into this over here. So please ask away and ask any questions that you want. So let's. I'm gonna go over here and see really quick before we get into the show if there's any questions that pertain to maybe something that doesn't have to do with the show here. Let's just see who's in the room. Is over. Oh, Victoria's in there. She says hello to Jel. No one else. Well, hi, Victoria. Good to see you. Hey, Lori. My sister's done a tour with you. Can't wait to as well. Really? Where was that? That's cool. A big happy birthday from our friend Lisa, who is a caretaker out at the haunted old Lavaca County Jail.
Lisa.
Oh, look at all these happy
Thanks,
birthdays
Lisa.
coming in over here, man.
Thanks. Too soon, dear. Okay, too soon. Okay. Golf is awesome.
And go to a haunted golf course.
There you go.
Okay.
So there it is. All right, guys. So SeaWorld San Antonio. A lot of people ask me, and I don't know if they ask you guys the same thing. How the hell do you get into these places? And I say it's good to be me. But
Not great.
but for real, I will tell you this. Everybody watching who's like, man, they get into great places. They must have a good scout team. What's funny is every time a location like this comes up, I will say that Gel specifically is like, nah. But it actually turns out to be a pretty amazing, right? Like Gel,
Yeah.
it's the places you least expect.
Exactly. That happens every time. I'm like, that doesn't sound haunted. And then
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah, because we want it to be, we want them all to look like Yorktown or, the Lavaca County Jail. But some of the places we've gone, I mean, I'm looking at like Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Wonderland Mall, right?
Mhm.
That's one of our most viewed episodes ever. So you don't judge a book by its cover, I guess is what they're saying. So Victoria did have a question. Who does the research, or how do you find your places? Early on, it was a situation where, we would really have to ask and beg and make calls and really go through a lot of meetings and things to get it all done. And now, as we head into season 13, it's more of a backlog of, hey, this year. But I will say that Daryl, Kendra, and Gel really are a lot of the scout team who go out and find a lot of these places. But, guys, how do you go about it? For those that are learning how to investigate, maybe they're interested, maybe they want to check out places, what do you recommend?
Who are you asking?
Anybody, you go ahead.
Well,
I was waiting for someone to answer. I was like,
I go to really interesting places that I think sound creepy, and then I ask if there's any ghost stories, and then I get contact information and permission. Oh, speaking of which, I have a really good lead. I'll talk to you later, Russell.
Good. Okay. All right. On that note, we're going to invite back in Vanessa, who's maybe. All right. We're just going to put her up there for right now. Daryl and Kendra, what do you guys say about the locations that you guys find and work with?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of books out there, haunted places. Then some of the times we'll just look through that and say, oh, we've never been there, or just, get in the car and check something out. But it is, like Jill said, you just talk to somebody, get some stories, and everybody's always willing to share, this creepy thing that happened or what have you, and you just kind of go from there.
It's, a lot of it is by, word of mouth.
Yeah.
We'll tell them, or they'll find out, we'll have friends and oh, y'all do that investigate.
Let me tell you about, so.
And we just go.
No,
okay.
that's true. That's how we found when I met Gel at the Black Swan Inn. She kind of took us around and was like, you guys really need to check out this hospital. And that's how we kind of got involved with Yorktown. So that's kind of how that goes here. Hey, Gonzo's on with us. What up, Gonzo? This Kelly says, what? Fiesta Texas is haunted? Oh my God, Kelly. Yeah, you
Oh, yeah.
That
very
theater, man.
haunted, but mainly in one spot. So yeah, you can check that episode out. Again, all of our episodes are available on YouTube. Just search for the Russell Rush Haunted Tour, or go online to russellrushhauntedtour.com. So there we go. Our buddy Ruben's back on, by the way, too, here with Media Bar Productions, a big partner in what we do with all the.
Hey, Ruben.
Those guys are awesome. So, okay, so Cambry always has the good questions here. Investigating homes and residences, is it dangerous? Will it make the spirits more attached to you or the home? I think we kind of talked about this. I don't turn on any of the equipment here.
I won't do it.
Did you guys? Did you hear that? My fiance Sarah Lynn was like, "No, you don't."
That's funny.
So whenever you turn that equipment on, you're opening a doorway, and I don't want a doorway in my home. So you never know what's going to come through.
And really, the only home we've done was the ranch.
Yeah. I do it when no one's here. I'll turn on the
Terrible.
portal and I'll just play around with it just to listen.
You're testing it, right?
I'm testing it out. Sometimes I'm doing stuff too, and I have to do it. So.
Right.
You got an equipment test. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's get into the episode that we're going to throw it back to tonight and give you some of the behind the scenes here. We've got a new video system too. So if something fails, just blame the equipment. I heard a beep that means Vanessa's back in. Any bets? I'll bet you $5 that it doesn't work. Anybody want to take that?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. All right.
Oh, shit.
Oh no!
My internet crapped out on me.
Y'all worked this out, didn't you? I see. That's fine. All right. We got a comment here. SeaWorld in Ohio was my life growing up. So when I saw this episode, I was so excited. Such a unique investigation. And it really was. SeaWorld is a really fun, interesting, and unique place for a lot of people with special memories. And so it's like, well, why would the place be haunted? But again, it's not always, the axe murderers that haunt the place, and that's some of the things that we've seen. So let's get into it. This was from last season, believe it or not. I was surprised, and I was wondering, Vanessa, because some of these other episodes, we've had a lot of time to sit there and talk and think about what happened. And she looks very confused right now. Her system's going to fail again.
Cutting out. I don't know what you're saying at all.
Oh, we can just say whatever we want about Vanessa. Anyway, Vanessa picked this, and my point was, the other episodes have been from like 10 years or so, right? Maybe we've seen it each 10 to 20 times, and we've had thoughts on it. This, we've only had to it hasn't even been a year, so it's going to be interesting to see, kind of our feelings on this one. So anyway, I'm going to try and do this here, and let's bring in the episode. So. This is from SeaWorld, San Antonio. Keep your questions coming. We'll try and address as we go through here and go from there. So here we go.
It's the new 96 one now, the Russell Rush Show.
Hold on.
What?
Why are you wearing a life vest, man?
Oh, our next haunted tour investigation's around a bunch of water, so I can't swim. I'm just taking precautions over here,
Where's mine? I can't swim either.
No, I got you, man. Hey.
Wait, where are we going that there's a bunch of water?
Believe it or not, SeaWorld reached out because they're experiencing paranormal activity throughout the entire park.
Oh, well, good thing I have my vest.
That's right. Safety first, man. That's what
Wait, I'm still stuck on the fact that neither of y'all know how to swim.
Not me, no.
Yep, never had the time.
Yeah.
Never learned.
Actually, I got kicked out of swim lessons when I was a kid.
That explains so much.
I want to address that, by the way, before we get going. I at least took swim lessons. Joey, you did not?
No, but here's the thing. The funny thing is I'm not afraid of water. I'll go jet skiing. I'll do boat parties, and I just can't race you if you want to swim. It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
But
you're
can you-
always on those
Fabulous
boats,
boat
those
parties.
I don't know how to float. I don't know how to do anything.
Were you just doggy paddle or what?
I can't do anything.
He
I know how to get in the water. That's what I know how to do.
he screams and people rescue him.
Can
And
you
so
float?
in Joey's life, it's not a bath, it's a shower.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I just like water in my eyes. Do we still have those vests?
I think we took him back, didn't we?
Okay, I don't remember.
Thanks, Academy, for that.
Oh yeah, Russell, do you still have that fisherman's hat? I was really kind of wanting to wear that tonight for the show.
Oh, I do. You're right. Yeah.
SeaWorld's known to be a pretty scary place each year during Howl-O-Scream at Halloween. One year, somebody got so freaked out, they actually called 911 from inside one of the haunted houses. But I had no idea this was going on all the time. I'm meeting up with Ray from the park to get a handle on what's going on. What's going on, Ray?
Hey, Russell, how are
Ray!
you?
Doing well, man.
Welcome to SeaWorld.
Thank you. Listen, love this place. Been many times for fun. Never did I dream that we'd be here doing an investigation.
Well, we're so glad that you're here. There are multiple stories at multiple places here at the park that people have seen and experienced things. So we're so glad that you're here to check it out.
There's multiple stories.
Multiple stories, multiple places.
They're excited.
They
All
are.
right, should we get started?
Let's go.
All right.
Let me tell you, that took 5. That's how well trained those dolphins were. It took 5 minutes and we got that shot. In fact, we went back to get better and they did it perfect the first time. Not me. The dolphins did it right the first time. Okay, sorry.
This is how you know it's serious. They brought out the dolphin welcome party. So, Ray, what's some of the history that's tied to this place?
So the park opened up in 1988. There was a couple of years of construction before that. But all we know, it was a big plot of land here in San Antonio that was used to create the park.
So no incidents here.
Nothing that we're aware of. But this right here is Seaside Landing. It's one of our event centers here at the park, and this is one of our big hotspots for activity.
Seaside Landing is one of the oldest structures at the park, which could explain why it's also one of the most haunted.
So there's multiple reports of things happening here at Seaside Landing. We have some locker rooms back over here that we can't get to because they're in use right now. But there, people have said that lights turn on and off. Just randomly throughout the day, the showers will go on and go off. It's very, very strange.
Are they seeing anything?
They're not seeing anything over there, but right over this way, one thing people have seen here at Seaside Landing is a man in the yellow trench coat.
There I am.
He looks like a fisherman. Doesn't really do anything to anybody. He just kind of
Like Kanye West.
Is that something that
Right.
somebody at SeaWorld would wear if they're working here? Like a
No.
wetsuit kind of a thing?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Just a little tidbit about this. So, we shot this show last February, right? A year ago, February.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
so.
So then, of course, like all of my okay. Normally, a normal shoot is we go in and do all of the history all day, and then we investigate that night, and we leave and never go back. Right? That's the normal operation of it all. Well, this one we shot it so early, and they weren't open yet. We couldn't get all the video clearances and everything. So we did the investigation first, and then we went back and shot the opening. Well, it was, I don't even know, like it must have been August when we did this. And I was like, oh, we'll be fine. I'll plan this out. And all of a sudden I had just been through radiation and I looked down and my hair is starting to fall out. And I was like, Mike, we got to shoot this now. So if you see, like my hair is like thinning a lot in this episode, in the first part. Second part, it's completely fine.
We don't have anything like that here. So it's a bit weird for them to be able to see somebody dressed like that.
Wow. It makes perfect sense why they'd be seeing somebody in a wetsuit. But the fact that no one here wears anything like that at all kind of makes me wonder if we're not dealing with some sort of traveler. This is definitely going to be a spot that we're going to put up a camera at tonight for sure. Water is known to increase paranormal activity, and there's lots of it here.
All right, somebody address that. Like, why we know that rock is a recorder, but what is it about water?
Maybe the energy of movement.
Yeah.
And plus, there's a lot of residual energy from all the people that come in and out of that place.
I never thought of that. That's true. Yeah.
All right, Russell, now this is one of the places that kind of creep me out here at Seaside Landing. So people have said the bathrooms. So this is the women's bathroom.
Are we allowed in here?
Sure,
Okay.
come on in.
All right. Hey, you got to ask these days.
So the one thing that you'll notice is that there are no locks on the doors. There's no place for a lock or anything.
Okay.
So we've had employees that come in to use the bathroom, and when they're finished and trying to leave, the door is actually locked on them. They can't open it, they can't move it, nothing.
Hang on. There's no lock of any kind. There's nothing here.
No. And the creepier thing about it is that they always hear a little girl laughing.
Why would there be a little girl in here?
No clue, Russell.
I get that a lot of kids come to SeaWorld, and this is the women's restroom, but a little girl ghost? This is bizarre. Is this the only spot where things are happening?
No, it's happening all over the park. So welcome to Nautilus Amphitheater. This is a stadium here in the park where we put a lot of our live productions here. So for Hollowscream, we'll be doing Monster Stomp on this stage.
Nice.
This is Andrew. Andrew, this is Russell.
Hey, man, how are you?
Hey, Russell.
You may have had a paranormal experience?
We've had a variety of things happen here at Nautilus Stadium. We've had door slamming. We've had heavy footsteps, objects moving all by themselves. So just a lot of variety and just things that make people a little uneasy that we can't explain.
So you feel kind of creeped out in here?
Occasionally, yeah.
All right. Well, can you take me to where this has been happening?
Absolutely.
As Andrew
Frozen
moves up to
knows
the
all.
second floor,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
he's been so intense, it's caused several employees to flee the building.
Okay, so this is the second floor of Nautilus, and this is where we heard door slamming.
Okay, listen
footsteps,
close here.
etc.
This was crazy.
What are you doing?
That's the door that slams.
Okay. Sorry, I'm still creeped out. There's another exit on the side, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Correct. So this is where we hear this door slamming, opening and closing by itself.
That's a heavy door.
Oh yeah, but you can hear it throughout this upper level and when it closes and slams from the lower level.
Look, a door slamming doesn't scream paranormal. And footsteps, they're often mistaken too. There's got to be an explanation for what people are hearing. Right now, what I'm noticing is it's kind of
Right here.
almost like in a triangle shape. You know what I mean? Like you can't see the other side of the walkway.
Yeah.
Couldn't there be a chance that there's just somebody on the other side that's walking?
Yes. So the time that I personally experienced, I was in my office, which is on the other side of the building. I heard the door open and close. I heard footsteps that I thought were going all the way down this hallway. I didn't hear the door open or close on the other side and no more footsteps, which kind of weirded me out. So I actually came over here. The lights were off in this whole hallway. And
Did you just hear that?
the lights were off in this whole hallway.
I swear I literally just heard something over here.
Something was
Is there
walking
anybody
around.
working here now?
Not on this level, no.
Right on cue. There's footsteps coming down this hallway. That was weird. And you can see what I mean. From this point, you can see both hallways. But if you're on one of the sides, you can maybe not see somebody who may be over here. But there's nobody here. I just experienced the exact phenomenon people are experiencing up here. And I got to be honest, this hallway is pretty eerie. So is that all that's going on in the theater?
No, there's actually more going on. We should go downstairs.
Let's go.
So there's only been 2 times that I can remember where while we were doing the walkthrough, the actual phenomenon that they were talking about was happening. And one of them was Helena, where that was last week, right? When we talked and we brought in Lydia Heron, and we were upstairs and we started hearing all these things. And then it was last time, and then tonight with these footsteps over here, like it's insane.
Okay, so we're at one of the dressing rooms here at Nautilus Stadium.
Okay.
You can tell by all the costumes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to go shopping here in a minute.
Okay, so we had one of the more abnormal instances occur here. Our costume supervisor, she was here working really late one night. Her entire staff had already left. Everything's in a perfect order in a perfect row. She goes back to her office to look at her notes. She comes back, and all of the racks are diagonal.
Something moved the racks?
Yes. She really didn't think anything of it. She put everything back in the same order, went back to her office to continue working. About 10 minutes later, she comes back, and all of these racks were in a perfect circle.
What the hell? What does it mean that they're in a circle? Now I'm really creeped out.
Don't know. She got so uncomfortable, she decided that she was done for the night. She was just going to go home.
What? Okay, guys, what the hell would do that? What would, I mean, having the power to move that?
Well, somebody
They're
like
I mean, if they said,
with the costumes. I'd do that if it was my ghost. I'd be messing with the costume.
Yeah, but I mean, we can barely get them to say, like, you get an EVP gel and it's all, hey, like it's the lightest thing you've ever heard in your life, but they can all of a sudden move racks around.
Well, that room right there was the most exciting part of the investigation for me. Like, you could feel it. You could feel that someone else was in there with you.
I agree that there was something going
like
on.
more than one spirit too. It wasn't just like one solo feeling or energy or EVP.
Now we're talking.
They
Okay.
are high energy and they like to play.
Apparently.
Came back the next day, everything was back in their original placement.
Whatever it was, put everything back.
Correct.
These racks are heavy, they squeak, they make noise. Listen, I don't want to meet the ghost that could move these things that easily. This could really be something severe. Can we try that? Sure. I just want to see like how long it takes us to put these in a circle, because that doesn't seem realistic.
Let's do it.
If this was an epic prank. All right. As Andrew, Ray, and I are trying to move these racks around, we're realizing how difficult this actually is. I mean, you have to grab them from the right end, they don't move, clothes are falling off. It looks like a freaking Laurel and Hardy routine.
It was a disaster, and all we could do was put them in a square, like. So these ghosts are obviously quite talented.
Well, that was a lot harder than it should have been.
Yeah.
Also, this is my nightmare, surrounded in a circle of clothes. Like
Halloween costumes. Yeah.
So weird.
What's really weird, Russell? We got to show you something over at the Penguin Gallery.
Ray leads the way to the Penguin, where he says he's been saving the most shocking reveal of the night.
Hello. Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Russell, this is Jim.
Hi, Russell.
How are you? Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Wait, Jel, are you telling me that room creeps you out more than what this story is about?
That room was the most active place to me, or that I felt it was the most active place.
This story got me.
Come on in.
I understand that you've maybe had some paranormal experiences in this building.
Before, we've heard a couple of times of different screams coming from the building.
There's obviously animals in here. We're not talking animal screams.
Oh no, the penguins are much louder. And actually, this building is pretty much soundproof because the birds are so loud.
The fact that they're hearing screaming with their own ears is not a good sign. So what else is going on? Just the screaming?
I actually came in one night after hours to check on things, make sure it was ready to go for the next day. For the health of the birds, we actually stand here on this mat, and that sanitizes our shoes. So after hours, this floor is completely dry. I'm always looking at the floor when I come in. So I came in right through here, stepped on the floor, and it's dry, and you can see where my wet footprints are. Went in, did what I needed to do, and then when I came back, I happened to notice that there were actually wet footprints.
There were
on
footprints
the floor.
next to yours?
Next to mine. Down the hallway, you could see a few pairs of them, but you could see them just trailing down the building.
With the pictures that you took, we actually brought those pictures over here with the drain to kind of compare. Because of how small the drain is, we realized that the footprints were probably that of a child.
Okay. So we hear about the child in, what is the name of that place? The first place we went to?
Seaside Landing.
Seaside Landing, thank you. So we hear about the child over there, and then you can see, that's the actual, I'm going to go on the full screen on this so you can see this, but there it is. Those are the footprints that they caught. And you can see, those were like what? Like, I don't know. Are they even like 4-inch squares, Daryl?
Yeah, because we had measured them, and yeah, because they were small. Whatever made that had small feet.
So
That's
we,
really
They're clearly
cool.
bare footprints.
But like, I'm
and
not.
remember, they told us that they would get in a lot of trouble if they walked around without
Yes, my friend
shoes
works
or
there,
socks
too.
on.
She agreed. She said that they would be in a lot of trouble if they walked around barefoot. But all in all, I'm not really afraid of a little kid ghost. So that didn't creep me out as much as the other room. You could really
Kids are scary.
feel it.
yeah.
Yeah, but they're not going to hurt you.
Casper. So
Or,
you see the humor in it all, I guess. I don't know. That's pretty creepy to me. And those are small footprints.
Jenna
very
shared
creepy.
a photo of what she saw that night with us. You can clearly see what looks to be bare, wet footprints. And compared to the size of the tile, it's clearly that of a child.
You know, if I was skeptical before, Ray, I mean, he's shown me multiple people that have multiple experiences. Like, there's something
Could
going
be,
on
Robert.
here.
Any ideas of what it could be, Russ?
I mean, this isn't a tragic place, you know, but this is a place of happy memories. I almost wonder if someone came back because maybe this was their happy place. It's going to be hard to say, though, until we get in here, get the team all ready, and get everything set up. Got a lot of ground to cover, but we'll get at it and let you know what we find.
Sounds great.
It's time to brief the team. Hi, guys. Welcome to SeaWorld. Promise we're not breaking and entering. There's actually things going on here. They invited us out because there's been so much activity all across the park. And you know, it's the places that you least expect, right? I mean, we're talking footsteps, voices. They've heard a little girl giggling. They've seen a man dressed in rain gear at Seaside Landing. They've heard people screaming, wet footprints in the penguin exhibit. And it's happening at multiple places all over the park. What was this beforehand, Kendra? Do we know anything about the history here?
It was just farmland, ranch land. People went hunting, nothing really before it was built.
So, Daryl, I know we're dealing with a huge distance here, but they've actually seen things tonight. Is there any possibility we're going to be able to catch the stuff on camera if it happens?
There's a mile distance between buildings. You only
Mild.
You are covered.
Look, this is a huge space.
Daryl was so pissed. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Mild distance.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm always
we had
Just let
to
everybody
take
know.
a car.
It may as well be. We had to use our walkies wouldn't even work. Do you remember that? We were like,
Just
we
to
were
let
using,
everybody know, we had to drive between buildings. We couldn't walk.
Yeah.
yeah. It was just. I mean, it was like Helena in the fact that we were like that far, except we were, not in like super like ridiculous, scary abandoned buildings. We were at SeaWorld. Like it was crazy. But by the way, funny thing about this shot. We were there, I don't know, we got there like, 5, right? And we're like wiring everything up. We're doing test shots. We're looking everything over. And all of a sudden, like, we took a break for a minute. And all of a sudden, it starts raining. And we still have to get this shot. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
I remember that.
And it was cold.
It was cold that night, too.
Oh, yeah, it was freezing. So, honestly, it turned out beautifully. Maybe we should do it more often. But the funny part is, we didn't have time because it was starting to rain harder. We didn't have time to set up the lights. So we had the people from SeaWorld pull up their cars and turn their lights on.
I remember that.
And do you remember the animals, not the SeaWorld animals, but the actual wildlife that's native to the area that happens to be inside the park? There was some kind of critter that wasn't even identifiable. Like, do you remember? It looked like
I remember that.
cat monkey, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Cat monkey squirrel.
Okay, so let's see. We got a couple of questions here. Luke said, why did you say that if you can hear something screaming in real time, it isn't a good thing? So just in my experience, the louder you can hear things and in real time means they have more energy to do things. And I personally am not there to get pushed or anything. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a little more scary for me to know that if they've got that kind of energy that they can do that out loud, what else can they do? That's my thought. Victoria asked, is that area close to where the bathroom is? I think she's talking about the footsteps. No, those are two separate buildings. I mean, Seaside Landing is like over here, and then the Penguin area is on the complete opposite side of the park. So,
and that hallway was a back hallway for staff only. For the penguin exhibitors.
If you've ever been to SeaWorld and you get on that like moving thing that you can watch the penguins, right? There's a door right there, and that's that hallway that goes down. And somebody asked me, they were like, "Oh man, were the penguins like running around?" I'm like, "No."
They were sleeping.
Well, there's like 3 doors to the enclosure, so they're completely fine. Haunted or not, does SeaWorld seem weirder when there isn't guests in the park?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
spooky.
100%.
Yeah. There are places that you go, and no matter what time of day it is, you're creeped out. And then other times, you go to SeaWorld for an event or something. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time. But you go at night, and it's just you. Whole different vibe, man, for sure. All right. There we are, lit by 2 cars, thanks to SeaWorld. Communication's going to be limited. Yay. Careful, all right?
The entire team works with Daryl's direction to accomplish the massive project of wiring the cameras. The result? 8 cameras spread across 3 buildings a mile apart.
This is the most challenging setup we've ever had. Distance is a real issue, and we're having to use a video repeater. I don't know. If it all works, it's going to be a miracle.
Magically, one by one, all of the 8 cameras come online.
Booyah!
Jack at command gets set for investigation. Tonight, the team will be trying something brand new, a simultaneous ITC session.
This was pretty cool. I know we're about to explain it in the episode, but I'd forgotten we'd done that. Why had we never done anything like this before? Like, we basically...
I think because we were so far apart, though, so
Yeah.
we could actually do it without disturbing one another.
That's right. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
not
you got to remember, both devices that they're both loud. They are loud, and trying to do 2 of them in one little building, at the same time. But this is a perfect opportunity. We were far apart, so
Yeah, we're far apart, and that proves a lot. If we're picking up 3 different things simultaneously, it proves that it's not a radio broadcast we're picking up.
Yep.
But it proves that, and it proves that either there's, from the timbre of voice or what it's saying, is it the same thing that's able to travel, or if it's different things in each building. So, and that's, I really like this experiment, and I think we all picked up something interesting, but check this out.
ITC stands for Instrumental Transcommunication. It's a device that sweeps through radio frequencies, and spirits can use their own voice to talk through the white noise.
Each team has a different ITC device. Daryl and Kendra have the portal, Russell and Joey have the Andres box, and Vanessa and I have the Shack Hat.
The idea is just to kind of see if we can bounce the spirit from device to device and determine if it's multiple spirits here like they think, or just one who can travel.
All teams in all places.
Team 1 is ready.
Team 2 is ready.
Team 3 is ready.
We are go for SeaWorld. Start simultaneous ITC in 3, 2, 1.
My name is Kendra.
Right, I have to talk quietly. I don't want Vanessa to hear my question. With what she hears and not be influenced by my question.
Can I ask Vanessa, why are you covering your eyes?
To hear better.
So I wouldn't be able to see any lights or anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
By the way, Vanessa is my favorite one in this episode because she's got the headphones on and they're super loud. And it's like talking to a friend of yours or a kid that's got their headphones on and they don't realize they're yelling.
Screaming.
Yeah. And it says no. She's like, no, go away. It's so great. But also, if I ever have an album, that might be my album cover right there. That'd be great.
Make a T-shirt out of that.
Right? Yes. Can you say hey? Right there. Hey.
And we have contact.
Why would you be here in this building? We're outside.
We're outside.
That's what it said. Are you the man that stands outside? Earlier tonight, we were told about the man in rain gear that hangs out in this area. Could this be him? To the right side? Which is the right side? I guess over here. Isn't that where they see him, Daryl?
Yes.
Well, let's go look over here.
Can you talk to us here, please? Can you say Russell?
Did they just say my name?
Okay, hey, I'm going to back this up here. Luke just had a really good point. He said, I can't help but notice the voice coming through the portal sounds like the ghost from Big Al's Down the Hatch Bar. Believe it or not, Daryl and Kendra, what happened with the portal? You had that one, did you get a different one or something happened to where from that point forward, that voice would only be picked up on that one or something, right? I forget what you were telling me.
Was it Big Al's?
Yeah.
No, it started at
No, it started at
Crazy Water, Mineral
Yeah,
Wells.
Mineral Wells. That's where we started getting that one voice, and for some reason it just picked up on it. It would constantly pick up on that. Well, and they might be saying something different, but then the echo and the sound sounded exactly like that because we that started at Mineral Wells.
Yeah, but I remember Gel used to have a device, and people would get stuck on it.
Yes.
Like Steven Jett would always, Steven, like, go away, Steven.
Yeah.
Sexy female. Remember?
The only thing is that that one voice is on there, but it'll say different things that imply, that are related to where we're at. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it's hard to say.
The equipment is also somewhat limited in that. I know we talk about how it's really cool, the portal, because you can hear things in the timbre of their voice, reasonably speaking, right? Like if you have a lower voice, it's probably going to sound like that. Yeah. If you have a higher pitched voice, it's going to sound like that, but it can't mimic 1,000 different voices, if that helps explain it. So that was a man with a low voice. Yes, we 100% understand, Luke, what you're saying, and we've thought that same thing. But yes, people can get stuck on those. Actually, Anita just asked that question over here. You ever heard the spirits will go in your boxes or equipment? It's happened. I mean, we've gotten stuck to the point where investigators have had to ditch equipment. I mean, throughout the show, if you watch the ones we've done the throwback redux on, we have ditched so much equipment. I mean, the Ghost Meter Pro, because something got stuck on that. The pyramid that you had, or the shadow detector, whatever, gone after Redberry Mansion. Like, this can get very expensive very fast with that kind of stuff. That's a great T-shirt right there, too, guys.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Love that face you're making.
Hey, I'm going to back this up just a little bit over here. Back this up so you can hear that again. Here we go.
To the right side, which is the right side, I guess over here. Isn't that where they see him, Daryl?
Yep.
Well, let's go look over here.
Can you talk to us here, please?
Brave or stupid? I don't know which.
Can you say Russell? Did they just say my name? Everywhere we go, people seem to know my name.
I don't think that's a good thing.
What do you think of the people who work here? Are you trying to scare them on purpose?
Here comes Vanessa.
Or would you just like to get their attention so that they'll listen
Sounds
to
like
you?
people trying to talk over each other. I didn't realize how loud I was.
This is not at all what we expected.
Sounds like people trying to talk over each other.
But she sounds loud, but I was really, really speaking quietly so she wouldn't hear me through the headphones.
That's my favorite line in the whole episode, man.
I was speaking quietly. She wasn't speaking loud. Are you trying to scare them on purpose? Or would you just like to get their attention so that they'll listen
Sounds
to
like
you?
people trying to talk over each other.
Wow. Okay, then. This is not at all what we expected.
You'll get your turn. Line up and go one at a time. What the
Do it?
Did you see that?
She can't even hear.
She can't even see.
It's talking to Mike.
Explain how the racks moved into all those crazy patterns.
Joe could have just ran off.
Yeah.
I know.
Vanessa, you should have said, yeah, I saw it.
Would you like to come forward and talk to us? Oh my gosh, I'm tingling all over.
The dynamic in here just changed dramatically.
We're going to shut down over here. If we're hearing screams again, we're going to check into this over here.
Let us know if you want us to turn it back on.
Roger that.
We all heard the screams in that building.
I don't know exactly what's going on here.
Everybody did, right? I thought so, but I didn't remember. Yeah. Everybody who went into the penguin, that's the penguin encounter?
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is Nautilus.
Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm just going to hit play.
No, the screaming was in the penguin.
Yeah, the screaming was in the penguin.
Right.
But earlier tonight, before cameras were rolling, we heard what sounded like somebody screaming right in the very same area where they captured the picture of those creepy footprints. This might be the hotspot for activity because we just heard it again.
Matt, you coming in?
Did you hear that? The minute we opened the door, something started screaming at us again.
That's got to be a bird, right?
Are you okay? Hold on. Did it sound like I said yes? Or am I tripping? Please tell me I'm tripping right now.
But it came from
I knew I was tripping.
It wouldn't be the birds, huh?
Have you heard a bird yet?
No.
Okay, check out there. See if there's anything out here.
He's all, no.
Open the door.
Dude, that episode, man, I sent you off alone a lot. It was all like, oh, hey, go down that hallway and open that creepy looking door. And you're all, I'll be right back, Joey. Hang on.
And I walk very slowly everywhere.
Yeah. I wonder if the animals there know about the ghosts and if they ever react to them. You know what's really funny is that they're very sensitive, obviously, at SeaWorld with the animals and everything. So they asked us not to bring that up. But I think it's a well-known fact that animals can sense that probably better than humans. Would you all agree?
Yep.
Yeah. But
but those penguins slip peacefully.
People shouldn't get upset because whether they're at the aquarium or in the wild, they're going to be sensitive to it. So, it's not like the park is doing this to them.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I didn't hear a peep out of any of the animals all night.
No, it was just those the baby birds that were they called chicks? I forget, but whatever in that hallway that we were in. But what was the weirdest part of? Oh, sorry, Vanessa, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say they also explained to us the reason why I was probably so quiet is they actually have them on the sleep tables that.
Yeah, they turn the lights on and off.
Yeah, so we couldn't get near where the dolphins would be because they were sleeping, and we could wake them up. So yeah, they're on timers they have sleep schedules. I mean.
What was the weirdest part of SeaWorld that you investigated? I'm gonna have to go with all of it. I think there was something at each place that we stepped in.
And there were some places that were really, really cool that we didn't get to investigate, but I'd like to go back someday. Maybe that's our follow-up episode.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That night.
Angela says, is there such...
Go ahead, sorry.
Angela says, is there such a thing as ghosts that are animals? Does that exist? I mean, I've heard about people's dogs, like when they pass, they leave food out and like the food gets eaten by something, not a raccoon.
Sounds scary too.
Yeah. Years ago when we first started all this, I was like, man, if I could train my dog Barrett to do this would be awesome. But he would just pee on everything, so that didn't work out. Oh, Allison has a question. How did Russell and Joey get teamed up? Well, it was. How did that happen, Joey?
Well, because I figured you were the most inexperienced one at the time, so I was safer going with you rather than like Jill or Daryl or somebody. So I was like, no, Russell's a safe bet. So I'm going with him
because I wouldn't find things.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what was happening because I don't know. So yeah, okay, I got it.
That's why I decided to go with you. I don't know.
How did that work out for you?
My plan is working right now.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's still working.
All right.
It's still working.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, we'll just go to Vegas. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Either Russell or Vegas.
There it is again.
Yep. Okay.
Now it's down there. It feels like somebody's playing games with us. Are you down this way now? This is the entrance to the exhibit. I just want to test this out. There has to be a logical explanation for this. I mean, we're in the penguin exhibit. Makes sense that it's the penguin, right?
The team from SeaWorld agrees to open the enclosure to compare the sounds the team is hearing with that of the penguins inside.
There's a whole nother door. I am fully prepared for something to jump out at me right now.
You see how scared I was?
And the moment of truth.
That sounds freaky.
That's really loud.
I told you, as soon as you get near them, you can hear how loud they are.
Okay, so maybe it's not the birds.
That's definitely not what we heard. Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know.
We'll see what the other teams say, but...
Did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that? Something just made a huge thump on the back door.
The team investigates the source of the noise to find nothing.
All right, teams, it's about time to wrap up this session.
As the teams head back to command to compare the results of the ITC experiment, Daryl and Kendra encounter one last surprise.
As we're walking out of Seaside past the women's restroom, we hear what sounds like a little girl.
In the area where they've seen and heard a little girl.
Can you do that again?
Hey, Daryl, how come you didn't lead the way into the women's restroom?
Yeah.
All I'm thinking about is a story about people getting locked in the bathroom. That is not happening to me.
Oh, those light panels are in there too.
Flashlight just went on.
Well, hi there.
I literally just set the flashlight down to check things out. But apparently somebody wants to talk.
Can I talk to the spirit of the little girl that runs around here? We think we heard you giggling earlier. Did we scare you away when we opened the door?
What was that?
That wasn't you?
No, that was not me.
I thought that was you. Does this door open?
No. Did you hear that, Gonzo?
Yes, it was right here.
Now there's someone in the closet behind our cameraman.
Hello? It was loud too.
Yeah, what did you guys hear? It was tough to make. I mean,
It was
there
like,
was like
a thud that was on the other side of that door, but it was locked. And I think it was like a supply closet, like where they keep stuff or whatever. But Gonzo was standing right there in front of the door, and you just hear this bam. And I thought it was him. I thought he had dropped something, so I kind of just ignored it for a second. And then I was like, wait a minute.
See, that is classic, like Daryl Kendra, like investigating right there. For whatever reason, when it happens to you guys, it's not just one thing. It's like a series of things that builds.
Yeah.
And it's like it's running around you. That's always seems to happen to you guys.
It sounded like she giggled too. So then, it was like playing with us.
Did we get an EVP of a little girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. And it always happens. And again, I know Gonzo's on the show. He's watching this thing, but I think he's attracting stuff, when he comes along with us. If not ghosts, donkeys, he's just an attractant,
I would so have loved to see his face when that happened.
That's great.
Was that the door that did that?
Yeah, I thought it was Gonzo, but it's like it's messing with us. You know what I mean?
After a short break, the teams get set in their new locations, except Jell and Vanessa, who have asked to return to the theater.
I just really feel in tune with whatever's going on in the theater. And I feel like because of that, we have a good shot of getting to the bottom of this.
So, true story, Jell was like, I want to stay in here. And I don't know if that was just because she didn't want to walk anywhere else or be driven around anywhere, but you were drawn to whatever was in there, Jell.
Well, that place, I could feel it a lot more than the other places. Some places that may be active, but I don't feel it as strong in some places than others. But that one room, especially the room with all those clothes racks, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty freaky.
A lot.
We're on the second floor of the Nautilus Theater.
This is the area where multiple people have heard footsteps and other noises that freaked them out so bad they ran.
Jell is going to listen to the scanner, and I'm going to ask questions and see if she gets anything.
Hi.
Hello.
Demon.
Okay, explain what's going on here, Jel. This thing is what? What is this?
It's just a ghost box. It's a shack hack, and it's scanning through radio frequencies. And she's asking the questions, but I don't want to interpret the answers to go with the questions, if you know what I mean. So I want to hear whatever it is that's being said and tell her what it says to see if it lines up with the questions that she asks.
But notice that you're not talking loudly like Vanessa. Just throwing that out there.
Are you a demon? I had it really
Hi.
loud.
Demon.
A demon? That's the last thing I need. Are you the person that walks up and down these hallways?
Okay.
Oh, I heard a noise. Tell us where to go.
You.
Me what?
Sit. Oh,
I'm
that's an
gonna sit.
obelisk. That wasn't the You. shack hack.
Okay, I'm going to sit down.
Fell. Fell.
You fell from somewhere high?
Fell.
Where'd you fall from?
How?
You got to tell me how you fell.
Hi. Sorry.
It's okay.
Pain.
This is getting really serious, really fast. If you want us to leave, turn on these lights. Oh, Joe, you want us to leave? I said, do you want us to leave? Turn on these lights. We gotta go. I want to get out of here. I'm done.
I've been working with Vanessa long enough to know that if she says it's time to go, we should probably go, even if I don't want to.
That was a great session, honestly.
Yeah. My
was
bad. That was
weird.
not the shack hack. That was the ovulus.
Robert asked a question over here that I thought was interesting. He said, how long is each session? Well, we start out saying, we're going to do 45 minutes, and then 45 minutes turns into an hour. Like, it's really funny. Like, if you tell me to work out for 30 minutes, it seems like days that this, it takes to work out. But you do a session, on an investigation for 30 minutes, and you're like, wait, I still have more questions. Like, but Daryl, what's the average time of a session that you guys would do when you guys are investigating alone?
20 minutes
About
usually.
20 minutes. Yeah.
Unless there's something really going on.
Unless there's something really going on.
Because it's awful to sit there and go back and look at evidence for longer periods of time like that. So we kind of break it up.
Yeah, I don't think people realize, like, we're recording on our voice recorders in our hands the whole time. And afterwards, we have to go and listen to all of that audio. And I always end up doing it at like midnight. And like, I've got my headphones on, I'm typing on the computer, working away. And like, my dogs will bark and I'll nearly poop my pants. Like, every time, dude, every time.
Or you'll be listening in the middle of the night and it says, get out. And you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You're all alone
or I'll see something and at 2 a.m, I'll be like, Joey, we got it. Let's see. Diane says, how does it sound when responding through the feed? It honestly, when you're listening back to the audio that you've recorded, it's a lot clearer. And so the way that we do it is, we each grab audio and we think we hear something and we put it out there in a folder and we all get together and we listen to all the audio. And it's basically like we all agree, yes, we heard that, or we throw it out.
Yeah.
And that's just how it goes. And there's disappointment sometimes because I know for me, I'm all like, guys, look, it said yes. And everyone's all like, I don't hear it. I'm like, God, one of these seasons I'm going to get an EVP in here. But that's kind of what it's like. And we use different software depending on the people. She said the D word and not the word. Yes, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. Yes, it is. All right.
I'm telling you, there's something going on in this theater.
Feeling quite comfortable in their current position at Seaside Landing, Team 1 grows increasingly frustrated by the lack of action.
What shoes am I wearing?
It has been
I'm pretty sure Joey was fine with it.
good for us tonight.
For sure.
I'm all upset. Like, God has been so dead. And Joey's like, this has been wonderful.
Yes.
It's a perfect evening.
It's like we got to do something to like amp it up, man. Like we got to take it to the next level.
Maybe like I don't know, because like it seems to react a lot to females. Maybe you should probably get with like Jill and Vanessa.
Trying to pass it off now.
He's all caught some girls up.
Oh Lord, this is never good. Try this. I'll be back.
Oh, this is gonna be so good. Why did I not think of this sooner?
I don't know what Russell has up his sleeve. And I just got left alone. I don't know if I like that. Sometimes I wonder if Russell's even seen a horror movie. Because the rule is never split up.
True.
What are you wearing? What in the world? What is that? You just carry that around?
All right, where's my boy at?
This fool. Where's Pennywise when you need him?
Hey, Georgie.
I took so much crap for that. Like you guys aren't serious, and I was like, I totally am though. Like I know it's funny because I brought it with me just in case like we were gonna shoot something extra, but so you can't see because we're in the night vision. But it's a yellow like whole like rain gear that you would wear, and they said they were seeing that, so I thought why not role play it, you know?
It's a good idea, but all of the rest of us who are on our own separate investigations in different buildings in the middle of really scary shit, we all of a sudden hear, "Hey, Georgie," we're like, "What the hell was that?" Because it was
that was.
walkies.
You got to talk to Jack about that one, man.
That was
Not
great.
the guy they've seen here. Who knows? Could trigger something.
Where's the other guy wearing this gear at? I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Are we late? Like.
Can you tap the wall? That was good. That was good. We heard that. Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Okay, what you did not see is about 15 to 20 minutes of us like building whoever it is up to please come to talk with us. But that's just not good TV. So it didn't just happen automatically, but you know, that's kind of how we got there. And for whatever reason, you know, we obviously would prefer that they speak to us so we have something to show, right? But they started responding by knocking on the window. So they can talk to you in a variety of ways. Joey, why did you go closer?
I must have got the guy talking. How close were
Where?
you to the sequel sign? The one that we took a picture by. Oh,
whoa. Did you hear that?
I don't know.
Great job. Good job.
Why in the hell did I just walk closer to it?
See, I don't know. I still don't know.
Did they see in here? Tap it loud one time if it was you. That loud. We may have just found the man everybody's talking about.
All right, teams, that's a wrap on SeaWorld. Come on back home.
Okay. Well, thank you for communicating with us. That was cool. Well, it took to the bitter end, but we finally got some action. It's getting late, though. It's time to pack things up, review evidence, and see what we got.
That's what happens, man. You try and play big dog, and you go right next to wherever the ghost was hitting the window, huh?
Yeah, it was silly.
That was a great investigation, though. You know what I mean? Like, everybody got something there. All right, let's get to the. I'm trying to get away from the ending part, but all right.
It's the new 96 one now. Welcome to the Russell Rush Show. And look, our buddy Ray's here from SeaWorld. Welcome, Ray. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Listen, man, we are here to tell you what we found during our investigation at SeaWorld. Now, I got to ask, did anything happen after we left? Have there been any more experiences that you've heard from people?
No, nothing. Actually, after you guys came out, it all kind of just was quiet for a bit. Nobody was experiencing anything until I would say maybe a couple weeks ago or so.
It just kicked back up.
Just kicked back up, yeah.
Well, listen, I can confirm that what you told us is legit. SeaWorld has paranormal activity in all 3 of the locations that we investigated. The penguin encounter. Joey and I experienced that scream that was not the birds. Yeah, it wasn't a bird. There's the weird bear.
Yeah.
That's bizarre. And then Jell and Vanessa were in there investigating and picked up this on their audio recorder.
Water? Did you say water? Water? Did you say water?
I mean, obviously there's an exhibit there with water. It sounds like somebody's water. That's kind of what I hear.
We struggled with that one, right? Because we thought that was Vanessa's voice the whole time, but it's just too significant that that you actually hear it say water from an investigation where you're at SeaWorld. You know, that's crazy.
Well, what's crazy is one thing that we didn't get in the video was a footstep we heard right in that area. Like we heard it like if it stepped in water. We didn't see anything, but we heard it. So that's funny that they said water, and we also heard that footstep in that back hallway.
Ah, gotcha. Miranda says, I really want to see Joey get scared by a spirit. Well,
I
it happens
never want to
all
see
the
that.
time. Yeah.
It sounds like a woman to us.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's bizarre. The next spot that we investigated was the Nautilus Theater, where you have shows happening all the time. There is something there, and whoever it is, whatever it is not shy. Just check this out.
Hello, is there anybody in here?
Oh, wow.
Well, hi there. That was fast.
I mean, almost instantaneous.
That was like right away. They asked,
Are you
and they got a
here?
response.
Bing.
Hello, is there anybody in here?
The last place was Seaside Landing, one of the older structures at SeaWorld. Correct. I don't know if you're ready to hear what we found at Seaside Landing. There's the big story about the little girl, right?
Right.
She's there, she's real, and we heard her.
What is that?
She just pops up and says, hi.
Yeah, that kind of gave me chills. You could clearly hear her.
Listen to this.
So clear.
Plain as day. She's right there. And later on in the night, Daryl and Kendra were using the portal. And yet again, she appeared and talked with them and confirmed everything.
Hi there. How are you? Little girl.
Scary. To me, it sounds like I'm good. Like,
yeah, wow, that's mind blowing.
SeaWorld's haunted, y'all.
I'm kind of speechless.
How do you feel going back to work now?
Luckily, I don't work in those areas, so I'm good.
Okay. I'm fine. Don't show it to the people that work there. That's awesome. Well, listen, thank you so much for letting us come out. That was quite the night.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming out. This was awesome.
Thanks, Vanessa.
I got a call from Russell to get the team together for an emergency meeting. I have no idea what's going on.
This feels really weird. It's not like Russell to do this.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to be there because of family issues, but I told Vanessa to call me right after the meeting.
Hey guys, thanks for being here today. I know it was a fire drill last minute. I know not everybody could be here, but have some news to share. Doesn't get any easier. So a while back, I was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. It's called T-cell lymphoma, and there's no cure, just treatment and a hope for remission. So on Monday, I start radiation. So I'm gonna stay positive and fight. I know y'all got my back, but gonna need your help to finish the rest of the season and keep going with what we're doing.
I may be a bit of a hard ass, but this one got me.
Imagining Hunter that Russell's not something
As a nurse, I've heard one too many of these kinds of conversations. It never gets any easier.
I've known Russell for over a decade. He brought me into this, and I just can't imagine it without him.
It was a rough meeting. That was kind of one of the last things I was expecting to hear, but Russell's tough. Like, he's going to get through it, and that's what he does. It's just another obstacle that he's going to get over. I give him all my love and my prayer, my prayers and my family, everyone, the whole Haunted Tour team is behind him.
Today, I am heading to my first radiation treatment.
We just never even dreamed that we're going to be in these situations, Nobody wishes for this. But I'm also a strong believer in the fact that you're only given the burden that you can handle. So be it, I guess, huh?
Somebody asked me if I was scared. What's funny is, of all the things I've ever done, all the situations I've been in on this show, this is by far the scariest moment of my life.
I have no idea what this means, or I have no idea what the future holds. I just have a list of things that I know that I want to still do. So anyway, wish me luck. See you on the other side.
Well, despite that, it was a great episode.
And you're doing well, so.
Right, exactly. So, I did promise an update, and so, but of course, we want to take all of your questions as well. So, it was really funny. Vanessa was like, so I think it's going to be SeaWorld. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, man. SeaWorld, that was a good episode. And then as I was like going through it, the video, I was like, oh, yeah.
I feel like such an asshole. I didn't even think about that. Like, no, I'm not kidding. I feel like such a fucking dick. Excuse my language.
It's the perfect episode for an update.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. So, last summer I was probably out for, God, Joey, what was I out for? Like a month, maybe?
Yeah, about a month and a half.
Yeah. And then came back and got back in the swing of things, of course. And, it was really funny in that meeting. I think Daryl was like, we're done. Like, until you're, ready.
Yeah. I had told you, I said, no, this is too much. We can't do this without Russell. Let's just stop now. Gather up our senses, gather up, let's get Russell through this. And we talked, and he said, nope, I want you to keep on doing it. And we did it. We kept on. So
and it was a great season.
I wanted to end it. I just wanted to say, no, let's not do it now. It's not a good time to do it. But we did it.
We did, and that, I think honestly it was a really interesting turning point for the show, right? It's never been about us, but at that point, it kind of had to be about us. But at the same time, you watch all these shows, and it should be about the people that are there, because that's who you're living these experiences through. So. And it was really amazing, honestly, to open myself up to all of that, because I didn't want to do that. I have to credit, my boss, Matt Martin, for that. I had this whole thing cooked up. I was like, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I have to be out for a minute. I'm going to say that I lost a bet and have to leave radio for a bit or something, And he's like, what are you doing? He's like, just tell everybody. But the day that we did the announcement was the same day that I announced it on the air. And I think that was the same day, Joey, that I had told the entire team at the station.
I was going to say, I heard it twice.
Yeah.
You heard it
so,
twice that day.
by the time, no offense, but by the time I got to you guys, I was like, well, this sounds like a rehearsed piece of crap, but but it didn't. I thought, this is going to get better and easier. But I did have I had full body radiation last summer, and it was effective, and it quickly went into remission. But with what I have, that is not long lived, and it wasn't. And so I've been back a couple of times since for a week's worth of radiation here and there, and I'm so bummed about this stupid coronavirus because there was a clinical trial taking place at MD Anderson in Houston that I qualified for, and it was something like 50% of the people who had went through it had complete clearance. Or no, I'm sorry, 100% of the people had clearance for a certain amount of time, but 50% of the people were in remission 4 years later. Well, with COVID and everything, that is, not happening now. At some point, I'm sure, but when that is, we don't know. So anyway, but I'm doing well. I'm in good spirits, and keeping on, and getting married in November. And this is season 13 of Haunted Tour, and we want to do something big here too. And it's going to make it even tougher with everything going on. But we got some ideas, which leads me into the last update over here. We are working on season 13. And we have the premiere date, which I have lost since we got on this here. So let me just look at the calendar really quick here. October 15th, season 13 of the Russell Rush Haunted Tour will begin. And while it may look a little bit different than normal, as we have to ghost hunt socially distanced, whatever that looks like, we're going to be responsible and do this the right way. But also, we want to do what we can to keep on going. So yeah, Anita says, Fiesta wedding? It's so funny because the wedding is supposed to be the second weekend of Fiesta. So I'm going to miss out on that second weekend. But we are, like I said, we are working on that. And, we're going to keep doing what we do. And that's just what's going on. Anything you guys want to add?
The pressure is on. October
I know,
15th,
right?
It sounded far away, but now it sounds really close.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be 3 episodes, and I'm trying to talk the team into doing a little bit of traveling in the car, naturally. But we'll see if that happens. What were you going to say, Vanessa?
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything.
Now you have it. Your phone hasn't worked all night. All right, well, let's get to it, man. So next week we're gonna see what episode we're gonna show. All right, so who's picked so far? Jel and me and Vanessa, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's see. I got
There's only 3 of us left
in the hat over here. Let's see what we pull out. Oh wait, I forgot to take my name out. Sorry.
See,
All right,
he
now
there like 5 times.
Now we should be good. All right, let's mix it up. Let's see who's got the next pick here. Oh, Kendra!
Yay!
All right, so Kendra picks what we watch next Thursday night. What's it gonna be?
Well, so since we've been in this pandemic, there's one thing that I have not gotten to do, and that's go shopping. And I love to shop. So next week we're going to the mall.
Wonderland Mall, yeah.
Yes.
This was a favorite of all of us. So I'm glad you picked that one. People still ask about that episode. And I will tell you that while there may not be Bobby Monkey Arms in this one, he did run very funny. So
that one was serious. He was upset that time.
Oh, he was. In fact, somebody asked us a question earlier. Has any of the team ever left an investigation? That was it. He was done. And that's, I think, Joe, that's happened to you one time too.
Yes.
But yeah. So,
but yet I keep going, just very cautiously.
Yes, you definitely slowed down a little bit, which is probably good. You were quite aggressive at the beginning. So anyway, exciting. All right, so next Thursday night, 8:00, we'll go live on our Facebook and YouTube. If you're on Facebook, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're on YouTube, go like our Facebook. Jel does an amazing job keeping up with some of the funniest memes ever. I laughed so hard at the meme you put up that said it was the Twilight book, and it said emergency toilet paper.
Yeah, I try and keep it a little bit twisted, but really funny at the same time.
Yeah, it was so good. Anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well. Please stay safe. Things are getting crazy out there. We'll be back here next Thursday night, and we are working on season 13 as we speak. So take care of yourselves. Wait a minute. What closing line was that? Take care of yourselves and each other. That was like a show's closing line.
Oh, what was that? Hold on.
Right? Take care of yourself. Is it Dr. Phil? Take care of yourself and each other. Anyway, I'm not going to use that ever again. But anyway.
Jerry Springer.
Yeah. What's that?
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer.
It was Springer. Oh, man, that's taking me back now. All right, well, then I will use it. All right, we'll see you next week. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Bye, guys.